are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Sport. And once again, it is the Barnes and Tony Show. Anthony, how are you, my friends?
I'm doing pretty well today, Brian. You know, nice Tuesday. Is it? It is Tuesday, dude. Slow sports day last night, I will say. But hey, man, we got some hockey to recap, and I'm sure we had some good combos today.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do have some breaking news. According to CNBC Now, the PGA Tour has agreed to merge with Live Golf and also the DP World Tour. This just coming in about 6 minutes ago. So it's very much a shock to me. Obviously we knew this was something that Liv had been interested in, but for the PGA Tour to give in, I have to say I'm pretty surprised. It is interesting, though. I don't see anything like ESPN reporting this. So I don't know if it's just people are waiting. If it's erroneous, we'll let you know. But I mean, you look around and everybody's talking about this on Twitter. So we'll have to see. If any details come out, obviously we will bring you those. And I see you pulling up the article now, but very nondescript article here.
Very just general. You just get kind of, I guess, like, CNBC just getting the headline out there, basically saying that these two entities are going to combine to just limit competition between the two. They're going to move forward as a larger golf enterprise, and to say this is a developing and breaking news story. To check back for details as the deal was announced Tuesday, pending litigation.
Are you shocked?
Yeah, dude, very much so. It's pretty crazy. It's saying that Live Golf was backed by Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, entity controlled by the Saudi Crown Prince, and has been embroiled in antitrust lawsuits with the PGA Tour in the last year. I didn't realize there was lawsuits going on.
Yeah.
For what? Picking players from the PGA? Or what was that?
Yeah, well, and then the Live standing behind their players for not allowing them to play in PGA Tour events.
Okay.
And then it was, back at I guess on the end of the PGA, I'm not sure what they would be suing against unless it was just defamation. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I just don't know how it works, how it looks. They said it's going to be a yet to be named business. So does that mean that the PGA Tour name is no longer? It just doesn't. Something seems off with this, but I mean, I think there's obviously something to it. If we do have a news article on it, what would you say confidence level on your end that this is a legit report?
I don't know, dude. It seems kind of fishy just because like you were saying. I mean, I don't know. I feel like PGA, obviously, traditional, highly touted, thinks, well of themselves, and they seem to be, for the most part, hitting this Live Tour thing head on in terms of battling it. And having more than enough confidence in themselves to kind of waiting them out too. So to take a turn and to see that, the PGA wants to merge with Live Golf and kind of, I guess, negotiate with them and I guess, again, changing their name, that sounds ridiculous. If anything, I would have thought that Live Tour would just be absolved by the PGA.
That seems like the better play.
So I don't know, dude.
Okay, so I guess what it is it looks like the reason why not everybody has reported this is because the official announcement hasn't happened, but it is scheduled for today. And I'm seeing more people posting this, on Twitter. So it does look like this is a legit story. And I don't know if this is true or not. But there's somebody was saying that Jay Monahan made a statement. I just want to see if I could pull up his Twitter page. Let's see. I mean, I'll read you. I guess this. I mean, now it's really seeming like this is true. After 2 years of disruption and distraction, this is a historic day for the game we all know and love. This transformational partnership recognizes the immeasurable strength of the PGA Tour's history, legacy, and pro competitive model, and combines it with the DP World Tour and Live, including the team concept to create an organization that will benefit golf players, commercials, and charitable partners and fans. Going forward, fans can be confident that we will collectively deliver on all the promises we've made to promote the competition of the best in professional golf, and that we are committed to securing and driving the game's future. I just there's just so many questions to be answered about this, Tony. Like mine is thinking about this is like, so what happens with these contracts? And then are the people on the PGA Tour, are they going to get guaranteed contracts now? Like there's a lot to be kind of ironed out here.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's like a huge thing to be unpacked. I mean, again, like you're talking about two entities that not only were competing against each other because they were both golf leagues, like Live Tour sought out to do things different from the PGA, like specifically, so like how are they're gonna have to find some type of middle ground here on a lot of these issues. So I mean, I guess the PGA is like looking to change their rules and how they approach golf, how they pay their golfers and stuff like that, which again seems very interesting because
50 seconds ago the PGA Tour official Twitter page did tweet this out, so it is legit.
Wow. That's crazy, dude. You don't seem too happy.
No, I don't know. And I don't know if I'm too stuck in my ways, but I like the way the PGA Tour like schedule works and the team stuff. I don't know. I think I don't really like it. I don't know. How do you feel about the team aspect? Like if you want to have an event that's specifically like that, fine. But I don't want, I don't know, the Memorial, for instance, to be like, well, the Aces beat the Stars or whatever, like on the team aspect. Like that just seems weird and just like not necessary.
No, yeah, I agree. I mean, I think having a tournament like that would be fine. But I mean, to have a whole like season or majors like that.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, the majors are run separately, so you would imagine that wouldn't be touched.
You would think so.
But yeah, I like the tradition of golf, and I'm very interested to see about how this payment structure is going to work. But because I feel like it gets a little hairy because there's no way, even with all this money coming in now, that, for instance, the PGA Tour is going to want to pay Luke Donald a guaranteed salary. Like there's just no way. So I don't know if it's just the continued increase in the purse amounts for these tournaments. That's the only thing. But then, like I said, with the contracts, I mean, I would imagine despite the merger, and I don't know if there's specific language in those contracts that state what happens if there is a merger, but you would think they have to be honored unless there's a caveat in the contract.
Yeah, right. I mean, but I guess so. I mean, I feel like if these two, like PGA and Live Tour, merge to create a new company, like or new like entity, wouldn't any other existing contracts with the PGA and Live Tour be kind of terminated? Is that like I feel like that's like a legal yeah. I don't know though, but again like sounds like there's a lot going on here, Brian.
Yeah, there is.
So what do you think? You think this is going to be good or bad?
So as long as most of the PGA traditions stay in place, I think it'll be a good thing just because, for instance, last week, wouldn't it have been nice to see Koepka at the Memorial with DJ?
Yeah.
So that part, I have to say, I am extremely excited about. And I just wonder too, Do they want to not mess with this season? Does this go into effect next season because these tournaments are already planned for Live?
No idea.
I mean, that's maybe that's the move, that contracts, everything are in effect till this year, and then it's a completely different thing. But don't you think, just even from a muscle memory perspective, that it will be like kind of really weird if they get rid of the PGA Tour name?
Yeah, you kidding me? I mean, that's like, I think the worst thing the PGA could do is get rid of their name. I mean, it's just so dope. Like, what are they going to change it to?
Well, and then imagine if Liv's like, well, no, we have more money, so it's gonna be Live. That'd be so weird.
That would be
I'm gonna
so
be
deep,
so like, oh my god, I just don't like that part of it. But I really, I mean, this is real right now, Tony. I'm shocked. I really am. Just because I figured at some point or another, that general fund, they were going to get pissed and just be like, we are not going to continue to drop money into a sinkhole and have no return. I want to know. I guess it's just the prospect of the PGA Tour having so much more money on hand now. That's what did it, because the Live product, I mean, doesn't have any value. It's just the people that own it have the value.
Right. But also, like, I don't know, dude. I mean, I feel like the PGA too, the whole big thing about the Live Tour was that it was backed by the Saudis that have like illegitimate money.
Right.
So it's like, now the PGA is just gonna be like, okay, like, yeah.
Well, and the thing that I had said all along, and people mentioned, and maybe it didn't get as talked about as much as as much as it should have been, but the PGA Tour for years has had money coming in from that fund. So
really?
There's no difference. I mean, sure,
Okay.
maybe it wasn't their only source of funding like the Live Tour was, but I'm surprised Prefer with a comment here, and it has nothing to say about nothing to say about the Live Tour, right?
He doesn't golf. He just says Golden Knights.
Oh,
sweep,
you think he just made it up, just like his
honestly, I have
his
no
private
idea,
country
dude.
club?
He came in late last night while we were playing Call of Duty, and I was like, ask him if he ever played. He goes, yeah, like I'm a COD god, but Brian caught me and I lied about that too. I never played COD. I'm just like, all right, I don't know, dude.
I think I'm done trying to figure out.
I'm just trying to have a conversation.
Prefer
I just want to talk, dude.
Yeah.
Just have a conversation.
Yeah, like just normal. Not everything is deceitful and dishonest.
Right.
But Prefer seems to specialize in this. So just to kind of sum up our predictions on this. So do you agree with me that it would make sense separate through the rest of the season?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
I would imagine this isn't like an effective immediately type of deal, right?
Right. That's what I think.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing that the Live contracts that the people signed will only run through this year, and that they protected themselves because this is what they wanted in the first place when this organization was made.
Right.
So we agree on that. And then my feeling is increased purses everywhere you look, but no general salaries per year.
I think, yeah. I mean, I think to the minimum, certainly increased purses, across the board. I don't know. I feel like you're to see like a total like rebrand, like reconstruction of everything. I feel.
It just feels like
Because I mean, like, why are you merging if not? Like they're gonna have this. Obviously, it's not just about having the money backed, but it's like, sure, like let's say from what we've talked about, it sounds like it's not the PGA is absolving the Live Tour. Like they are merging together and coming to like this middle ground that a lot of the professional golfers want to get to, or at least have some changes to how the PGA approach tournaments and paying these golfers. So I don't know, man. I think you're going to see some like significant differences here.
And there's been thought that this team concept, and this is what Live envisioned the whole time, would get to the point where it's like they're seen as franchises and people are like buying them. But I just think that's too ridiculous. It's just not. I just feel like enough. It's it's not compelling. And I think we all can agree that we care about who's the best golfer in the world, not who the best 4 guys playing in a, you know, whatever you want to call it. I guess just collective group effort. It's just like, why?
That'd be pretty lame if that's the case, if they do that, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I said, I know that the majors aren't going to be touched, but this is definitely some shocking news, and I am very excited to see the fine details of this. And the one thing that I think we all can agree on, it will be very nice to have all the guys back together again. And really, I think this will get some guys back on the map that we kind of figured, they're kind of just going to fade away, like a DJ, like Cam Smith, like
Phil?
Bryson DeChambeau. I mean, Phil, is going to have his limitations at his age anyway. But it does put those guys back in the spotlight. It answers all those Ryder and President's Cup questions. So I think overall it's good. I just hope that they don't mess with the integrity and the format of the tour. That's the only thing that I'm concerned about. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, Tony.
Yeah.
What a way to start. So shocking.
Dude, really pretty crazy.
Like, never expected to talk about this today.
No, never.
So is what it is, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll keep you posted if anything else comes our way. But for now, let's go to the world of Major League Baseball.
What a play! Stop it! Yep. And Alonso cracks one. The Mets win the ball game. Out of sight.
And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. And one thing I actually forgot to mention as I was going to the world of Major League Baseball, that PGA Championship sensation Michael Block yesterday was attempting to qualify for the U.S. Open, coming up just short, shooting 5 under at Lambton Golf and Country Club in Toronto. So he was 2 shots back of making the U.S. Open, but like we talked about yesterday, we will see him this week at the RBC Canadian Open, and I look forward to previewing that tomorrow. Another shock for me today is that we still know nothing about Aaron Judge. I guess in a way, I almost am at a position of strength because I have it set in my mind that he's going on the injured list. He's out at least a month. It's going to be detrimental. So if there's somehow that they're going to be like, we're going to see how the toe heals. We're going to try DHing him every other day just to see how it reacts. At least try it, as long as, of course, there's no risk of further injury. But I really can't believe that there's just nothing out there. I keep checking Twitter, and I'm just not getting anything.
Did they have a conference? Ask Boone about it yesterday? Anything?
I didn't see anything on that. But I did see, I guess, Talking Yanks just tweeted a minute ago, nothing to do with an update here. But the Yankees drafted Aaron Judge with the 32nd overall pick 10 years ago today, Tony. Isn't that something?
Yeah, dude.
So, maybe on the anniversary of that, we get some positive news.
Well, maybe.
But, could you see why, even though I'm expecting it and almost considering it inevitable at this point, why I'm going to be very frustrated that they're going to drag this out and then before the game say that he's going to be out 6 weeks and push him on the injury list? It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah. I don't know, man. I feel like obviously, they're trying to be a little bit cautious in terms of putting him on the IL. I don't know. I think it's like not as bad as everyone's making it. People are like, oh, like, if Judge is out, like the Yankees are gonna implode or whatever. Like, I mean, yeah, it's a significant loss, obviously, but the Yankees are gonna be fine. Like, yeah, a broken toe, it's his big toe, right? I think
Yeah.
so. I mean, like, I don't know. I mean, that's pretty serious. It's not like it's one of his small or middle toes that you don't really use, like pinky or a big toe. Obviously, you have a lot of weight on it. You use a lot, especially if you're pivoting, if you're trying to hit. It's his right foot too. He's a right hand, right? It's his right foot or his left foot? It's his right foot. I think it's his right foot.
Okay.
So when you're a righty and as you throw righty, you plant. That's right. The right foot's your back plant foot. It's like gonna be
it's his right.
his right foot. So it's definitely gonna be uncomfortable for him to throw, let alone run and walk and stuff. And yeah, you could try and throw him in at DH or whatever, but I don't know, dude. Like you're saying, just throw him on the IL.
Yeah, like you know what the thing is, and I know, sure, part of it is just me, the theme with patience. It just isn't there. But if I feel like if they were like, you know what, we're gonna put him on the IL for 2 weeks, he's gonna come back, he's gonna be fine. We're gonna let that thing heal up. I'm fine. But to hear 4 to 8, 6 to 8, it's gonna be the sword in the chest. It really is, Tony. I mean, we can't have that right now. We're at a good spot. We're coming off a good series, and that is just. It's so heartbreaking for that to happen.
It is. I mean, it really does put a damper like in the thorn of your. It's a thorn of your season right now.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'd be fine, dude. It's still early enough on. Like, even if it is, like, let's say it's 4 weeks. It's back at the beginning of July.
No, even 4 is like I guess if I have to, but 8 is so tough. I know August is ridiculous.
Yeah. Dude. But again, I mean, broken toe. If he heals it right, I mean, imagine Aerocast, whatever, it's up there. Like, I think we can get him back in 4 weeks.
And am I making this up, or I thought it was always something where if you break your toe, there's nothing you could do about it.
What do you mean?
Like, oh, you broke your toe, like, but you have to walk. Like, I don't know. Do people really go on crutches for a broken toe? I thought you just walk it off. I know he's obviously running, playing, right. It's different.
Well, I don't think it's walk it off. I think they put you in one of those air casts.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Okay, I got
where you can walk and everything, but
right.
Obviously, I don't think you can go up to bat with an air cast on your foot.
But does he need the cast? You can't just trot to first and just hit home runs.
I guess maybe if you really wanted to, I suppose.
No, but I know I don't.
Throw him at DH. Tell him to take the air cast off when he goes up to bat. Some type of reinforced cleat or something.
I don't know. Like I said, patience not my specialty, and
right.
Especially in this matter, just because it's been an up and down start. Things are finally trending in the right direction, and then to have to deal with this because of the inconfidence of the Dodger Stadium personnel, the ownership, not to recognize that there's no need for a cement hump at the end of right field. I mean,
is anyone else talking about that?
No, they aren't. But I mean, I am full force ready to be at the face of this lawsuit, Tony, because I know you think I'm kidding, but tell me that there's not grounds. Remember what happened with Reggie Bush at the RCA or whatever it's called in St.
my
Louis?
Gosh. Yeah.
I think he won that.
Did he actually?
Yeah. I mean, because he skidded across the cement into a wall and never was the same.
That's so crazy.
I mean, luckily, this isn't that detrimental, but it could have been. And it's just like, there's just no reason to do it. Fix the fence, okay? Like, we just talked about how they have 47,000 fans a night? Like,
yeah,
it's like
on average.
They can afford to fix the fence. And like, how would they feel, if that was James Outman getting injured or Mookie Betts? I think it would be a completely different thing.
Yeah, no, I guess so. They probably would remove it, honestly. I still don't understand how people aren't talking about the curb that's over there.
Yeah, but they just had their, it's so funny parody on Sunday Night Baseball with Eduardo.
Really?
The investigation. They talked to the people in the bullpen. It's like, it wasn't funny.
Oh, dude.
Just still nothing on I don't know. Was that from today?
It's from yesterday.
Oh man, wow! And we have Brooks Koepka coming out firing because Brandley Chambly or whatever, he works on the Golf Network. I think he used to be a golfer, but he's like their main analyst.
Yeah.
He's talked smack about Koepka for years, and Brooks just tweets out welfare check on Chambly.
Oh my gosh.
I like it though. I like it.
Of course, dude.
Jean Sebastian Jaguar. I didn't think that was coming back.
Yeah, dude. Why not?
All right. Yeah. So I was just doing my last check just to see if there was something, but there's not
On
Judge. I feel like though there was a couple things that I wanted to talk about. The first one, I feel like you have to be getting a little tight now. I don't know. Do you know what I'm gonna say or no? Has to do with something that happened in a game yesterday.
Manoah?
Well, that's actually hilarious. But what did he get? 1 out and give up 6 runs?
Yeah, 1 out.
And the Blue Jays, I think it was the general manager or the team president said anything is on the table. I guess the ERA is at 7 at this point.
Yeah, ballooning.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like you have to set him down or no?
Yeah, I mean, what the hell, dude? He's getting worse.
Or if you're the Mets, you just go for it. Value's the lowest it'll ever be.
Well, what's the value? What are we talking?
Well, I
league
mean,
minimum?
No, it's not league minimum. But I'm saying, don't you think like going into this year versus what it is now, it's been chopped by at least 30%?
Yeah, I think so. I'll give you Vogel back.
I don't know. I know he seems completely broken, but it's just like, especially for the opportunity to play for the Mets in New York after all this chirping he did about the Yankees. I don't know. I could see him.
We
being
could
into
use
it.
him. Yeah, why not, dude? Why not even try and throw him in the bullpen?
Maybe you could unload Lindor.
What?
Would you do it or no?
No.
Really?
Lindor
you're
for
telling me,
Alek
though,
Manoah.
as bad as he's been, I really think 5 years starting today,
Right.
Alek Manoah is going to be light years more valuable than Francisco Lindor.
I'll do for Manoah and Bichette.
See, that's where you're getting a little crazy.
Well, I think Lindor for Manoah straight up is ridiculous.
Senga, then, if you're going to need Bichette.
Manoah for
No, Manoah and
Lindor
Bichette.
and Senga.
Yeah.
For Bichette and Manoah.
Yeah, what are the Blue Jays? Would like prefer with the hashish? I mean, come on, they're not doing that. But what I was getting at, Tony, Gary Sanchez, another home run last night
Get
for
the
the
fuck
Padres.
out of here.
Good. Should we get footage? I just feel like this is going to be our tradition now. The Gary Sanchez home run watch. I believe that's his 3rd home run since coming over to the Padres.
12 hours ago.
Slugging .593. I mean, they've needed it with an inconsistent offense. That plays there. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude. ESPN film room, dude.
Are you tight,
MLB
though,
film room.
honestly?
On what?
Sanchez.
Yeah, honestly. Because it's not like, come on. Are you kidding?
Wait. Is the film room tight or no? Or you're just putting it looks like another. Wasn't the last one a hard liner too?
Yeah. This is definitely, this is yesterday.
Yeah.
5th. All right, here we go. Sanchez against Hendricks, dude. What I tell you?
Hendricks isn't that good.
He's not, dude. Wow. Ooh, wow. Breaking ball. Absolutely. Yeah.
Out of the zone.
Wow, dude.
Do you feel like too, Gary? Like, I feel like he used to sit further back in the box. He's kind of more vertical now.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's helping him get quicker to the ball.
Let's see a little replay. I hope they show the replay. Sometimes the film room is tight. There we go. He's definitely is. He's high in the box, dude. Foot's almost at the line.
I love that he's in San Diego now too, because like if he was really like going off for the Mets, it definitely would be.
You want to watch Blake Snell's 8 strikeouts too?
I mean, that's pushing it, I think.
Oh,
but you know what I mean? It's like I can root for this in San Diego. Volpe for Manoah. Stop. Prefer.
I mean, it's basically you're saying the same.
No,
thing
but in all seriousness, because believe me, I'm rooting for him to just this to be the downfall for Manoah, and just because he poked the bear, you know it.
Yep.
But in all seriousness, though, I think minimum by next season he's going to be completely fine. What's your opinion on that?
On Toronto, you think?
No, he's going to be on Toronto, and I'm saying he's going to be pitching well. I think, honestly, second half of this year he'll be turned around. But
I think he'll be pitching well somewhere else next year.
Really?
Yeah.
And you think it's the team's tight that because he was talking on top of it? That's what
Yeah.
really they're like, we don't want to deal with
Yeah.
this.
How are you gonna talk and not follow up?
Yeah.
What's that about, buddy?
So that's definitely interesting.
By the way, Defer also mentions too, Rangers placed DeGrom 60-day IL.
I mean, you get a little chuckle out of that.
Yeah, of course you get a little chuckle, dude.
Sprained knee playing kickball first grade.
That's a pretty good one. I was actually kind of riled though yesterday, Tony. I don't know if you noticed this or not, but I went the old 3-0.
Oh, you did? Damn, dude.
McClanahan dominated the Red Sox like we thought. Ninth victory, leading the MLB. The
good.
Phillies pounded the Tigers, which makes sense. You know, and he actually Nola had a
No hitter going
into
to
the
seventh. Yeah, dude.
So positive sign there for Philadelphia. And then the Rangers continuing their winning ways. Now 19 games over 500.
Crazy.
First week of June. Unbelievable. Simeon, 24-game hit streak. And I think signs of life in terms of Martin Perez. I know I had said, he had that great year last year.
Yeah.
This year was uneven, but last night, 7 innings, 3 hits, 1 run that was unearned.
Yeah.
A walk and 5 strikeouts. The ERA is now down to 3.97.
That's crazy. Only threw 88 pitches too.
Now with the Cardinals, 11 under 500, older team, kind of needing a building block. I mean, do you think this is going to be where they sell at the deadline if this keeps up?
I hope so.
Who do you want?
I mean, who do I want?
Both of them?
No. I mean, it's tough, obviously, because you think about Arenado and Goldschmidt. I mean, Arenado plays third base. Obviously, Goldschmidt plays first base. I don't know, at the rest of their lineup. I mean, I would look in their outfield, dude. Edman?
Really?
Edman guy? I feel like it could be kind of a bargain.
I don't know. I understand it's been an underwhelming start, but I don't know how you don't just say 100% to Arenado. I mean, he's a Gold Glove third baseman.
Right.
And you would imagine that his hitting would be better with the Mets.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But I mean, I don't know, dude. I mean, you're giving up again, obviously the third base position already a little crowded for the Mets.
Right.
Between Beatty, Escobar, Vientos can try and get in there too. And Mauricio plays third base too. I know he plays like short and second too, but you kind of have already your everyday third baseman. And then again, so you're gonna go for Arenado, you're gonna have to give up Beatty.
Right.
Like that's probably off rip. And then probably some more prospects too. Like you have to give a lot.
Yeah, but do you think that it would narrow the gap to a title?
Yeah, but it's not. I don't know, man. I would be hesitant because the Cardinals are probably going to want the world for Arenado, and we're not like a Nolan Arenado away from winning the World Series.
The only thing I'm thinking though, maybe not necessarily, just because I would think that I'm going to look it up now, but the contract, I mean, it has to be pretty heavy. So usually,
right,
you have a guy who's
take over the contracts or
you definitely would take over the contract. Yeah. I think that's the whole value in the thing. So let's see what I'm pretty sure it was it might even have been before this past season that he signed an extension, but as my cursor has disappeared, Tony.
Oh boy, Brian.
Not good.
8 years, 260. Yeah, arbitration extension from 19 to 2027.
Was he? Because he signed it with the Rockies, and then they traded him.
Oh, okay. Jesus.
But I'm curious the actual dollar amount here. Okay, so you have starting next season till 2027, 35, 32, 27, 15, but the Rockies will pay $5 million from 24 to 26. So pretty manageable. But I don't know. If the Cardinals feel like they're not going anywhere, I think they would rather, get rid of him, honestly.
Yeah. No, I guess so. I would give up Beatty, obviously, to bring him in. Beatty and Vientos.
Beatty, Vientos, and
Eduardo Escobar.
and McGill.
Ooh, and McGill.
I mean, yeah, you gotta
Sweeten the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do that.
I
would do that.
It's crazy. Doesn't it feel like he's been in St. Louis a lot longer? This is only his third year. And he had one really good year last year. And the year before, production was good. Just the average was 255. But if you're just kind of thinking about what he did that 5-year stretch in Colorado, 42, 41, 37, 38, 41, 130, 133, 130, 110, 118. That's pretty tough to duplicate.
Yeah, that is. I don't know. I'm a little concerned too that he's 32 years old.
It's the same thing. But you know what the problem is?
5 more years.
And it's the way that baseball is set up, Tony. These guys don't get to free agency at the age where there's value.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. And I guess, that was done in an effort to keep these guys with the teams that drafted them. But the way the league is heading, nothing is going to keep them with the team that's drafted them. If they're good enough, they're going to get top dollar, and certain teams, it's just not even a conversation. They're just not going to pay that type of money.
Yeah. It's tough, dude.
But
I'm looking at the rest of the roster too. I don't know, dude.
You don't want Contreras, obviously.
No.
But Goldschmidt, actually, you could put him at DH. Isn't he raking again?
He is. Average 292, 10 home runs, 27 ribbies.
That's a pretty big bat to add.
Huge, dude.
And isn't he older? Is he like
35?
30? He's 35?
Yeah.
Wow. I remember when he first came up.
So crazy.
So I think it would take less to acquire him, right?
You would think so, dude. I would hope so. But again, I wouldn't really give up much youth for him.
Would you rather have Goldschmidt or Arenado?
I think Goldschmidt would be a better spot. There'd be a better spot for Goldschmidt on the Mets rather than Arenado.
Like, just come rake, don't worry about fielding, rest up your body type of deal.
Yeah, exactly that. So I don't know. We'll see. But again, they're gonna want youthful prospects for Goldschmidt for sure.
Right.
I give him Vientos.
And the thing is, Tony, I just feel like and the thing is too, actually, he's only under contract next year. So it's not, I really don't think that it's going to be that crazy for a guy of his caliber that's won MVP.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think if the Mets turn it around the way that we're expecting to, he can make the difference in terms of them having a chance to make it to the World Series or not.
Yeah, huge. It would be huge to have someone who's a good DH and can hit well.
Now, let's say you had to give up Vientos, Beatty, and McGill. You could unload Escobar. You're guaranteed that you're in the World Series, but you have to play it out to win it. Would you do it?
You said Beatty,
Vientos, McGill. You could trade Escobar with him. Guaranteed World Series, but you have to play it out to win it.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't like that at all, because then you're giving up Beatty and Eduardo Escobar. Then you have no third baseman.
Mauricio.
Yeah, we would have to call it Mauricio to be an everyday third baseman. Which,
why not? Isn't he raking?
Yeah, he's raking. No, he is raking. But I don't know, dude. I don't know. That would be a little bit too much.
What do you think about Refer wanting the Mets to get Bellinger and Chapman?
I think Bellinger had some bright spots over there for the Cubs, but I don't know how is he doing this season.
Well, because they actually did move. Was it right field in this year?
Yeah. Let's see, 144 at bats, 39 hits. That 271
for him. 271 is hitting 360.
Yeah, honestly, 20 RBI, 7 home runs, 9 stolen bases. Actually, interesting. Wow, he's from Scottsdale,
830 OPS.
Yeah,
slugging 493. The best numbers he's had since 2019.
Yeah, he's gonna be a free agent next year.
He's only 27. Package probably wouldn't be crazy,
dude. Honestly, that's a huge get. Outfielder, we need outfielders. Yeah, he's a good outfielder.
What if it was for Vientos?
Sure. I would do that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I would do that. Like straight up.
Yeah. I mean, I personally, I feel like that's a great deal for Chicago because they're not going to make the playoffs.
Right.
He's going to be a free agent.
Mhm.
Especially if he continues improving this year, they're not going to probably want to spend the money to keep him just because of he's been a little inconsistent. So I think that makes a whole lot of sense for them.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like that. We need an
So,
outfielder.
but what about Chapman?
No. I think Chapman's kind of washed though.
But do you think that was a preferred to get a reaction out of you or no?
Yeah, I think so. Again, like I think he had like one good outing and then it was just like
I have him on my fantasy team. I mean, I think his ERA is in the 2s. But they're using him as a setup guy. Scott Barlow's closing instead. And the knee has barked. I guess he's okay. He pitched after, but they did say his knee has bothered him from time to time.
Really?
He's had the random implosions, and I don't know. I'll have a hard time thinking that, whether he stays with the Royals or not, and most likely he won't because they're not contending. I'm sure they'll want to get something for him. And
Right.
it's like the same thing when the Orioles had Matt Harvey, but that didn't work out, obviously. But the whole thing is, I just don't see how he can, like, if he stays healthy this whole year, I can't see his ERA literally being under 4. Because
Right.
he has those sides where he can't pitch himself out of a paper box.
What's the knee problem? What is that? Did he have a knee issue before?
I think so. Probably, but you think about it, his motion, lunging quickly towards the plate.
Yeah.
You could see how that would be
Yeah,
a
the
problem.
constant. Yeah.
And it seems like he's a big weightlifter. So,
okay.
Maybe hitting the squats too hard.
Yeah.
Because he does seem pretty jacked.
Yeah, he does.
That's
too bad.
But it'll be interesting to see what team, picks him up. And I know you don't want it, but I think there is a chance that happens just because they say, well, he closed in New York already.
Right. I don't know. I'll give you like Leon and like Brigham.
Leon and Brigham.
Yeah.
I know Brigham, but who's Leon?
He came over from the Rangers.
He's a reliever?
Yeah. It's like 31 years old, I think.
Interesting.
He's not good.
Or maybe what about Nito? Since they DFA'd him, right?
Yeah. They are trying to get rid of him. I heard there was talks of
you would be in favor of that?
Getting rid of Nito
for Chapman.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't want Nito. We got Narvaez coming up.
Like, the leash for you. Like Chapman comes in, walks the bases loaded, you're down already. Just release him right now. I don't care.
Probably.
We talk about Rory having the mental problem. I mean, Chapman really clearly goes through that because we know he still has the ability. But for saying that he throws 104, I don't know if I know he did get to like 102. And I think his velocity is up. We could just do a quick fan graph here.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see what we got. Have you been on fan graphs recently?
Actually, no. Let's see. Pitching.
Right there. 98.9. Or no, 99.7. So it's up 2 miles an hour.
But that's an average, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, and he didn't pitch the full season last year with the Yankees. I know this year, it's just underway, but that's a pretty stark difference.
Yeah. No, it really is, dude. I want to see where, if they would have like his highest velocity recorded?
I don't know if they announced that.
Yeah. But still, that is pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at the ESPN. Actually, Mark Schlaubbach just wrote an article about the golf merger.
Oh, really?
And I guess there's stuff that's still being determined, like what Brooks, or it's saying still to be determined is how Brooks and DJ, who defected to live for 9-figure bonuses, can rejoin the PGA Tour after this year. Also unclear was what form the Live Golf League would take in 2024. I feel like you really want to see this fastball. It might be 104, honestly.
I could see it, dude. Yeah, I don't know about the PGA, dude.
Now you seem a little disappointed.
I mean, I don't know. It's just so stupid. Don't you think that's stupid?
No backbone, Tony.
Yeah.
Anything will do. Anybody will do anything for a paycheck.
Like, I thought they were so gun ho, like
Rory attacking players.
yeah, like this is bad, dude. I feel
But it does it not prove the point, Tony?
that everyone has a price, or
No, and then also that, like I had said, that the PGA was already getting money from them anyway.
yes, no, yeah,
So-
it does.
Kind of shows that Jay Monahan is kind of a phony.
Gotta impeach him or something, dude. But it's just so I feel like it's just gonna be bad all around for even players, and I don't know, dude.
Before is asking you to Google, is Aroldis Chapman throwing 104 again?
April 8th, Chapman somehow throwing 104 again. Oh God, no, come on, buddy. 100. That's at 104.
On a foul ball. So, I mean, somebody's going to pick him up at the deadline.
103.
I really actually hope the Rays pick him up
Really?
because it will pop him. I mean, we know Chapman like the back of our hands. Yeah. You probably hope the Braves get him. Because wouldn't you feel confident, like late in the game, Chapman coming in?
I feel like it's 50-50 every time he comes out there, honestly, for me.
But you could see how for me,
It's like every time
20% expecting it to go smoothly, 80%,
Yeah.
walking the bases loaded, grand slam, hanging a slider,
Yeah.
walk off walk.
Mm-hmm. Walk off walk.
I think it was 8 years ago, or what makes it that's I guess, or call it about 6 to 7 years ago. I don't know if you remember this, but he was pitching Yankees Red Sox, and he walk off walk. And it was the first walk-off walk for the Red Sox since like the 40s.
Oh my gosh.
And it's just like, of all things, you know what I mean? A home run stings, sure, but a walk
off walk. Dude.
it's so weak and just like pathetic.
It really is.
So that definitely kind of just ate at me alive every time Chapman would come in. It's always a disaster. So definitely don't miss having him. But I did forget to mention, Tony. So going into tonight's games, we're actually all tied up. I went 3-0. You went 1-2. So 6 points apiece.
I thought I went 2-1 yesterday.
Let me just see this.
Strohs
Lost. No, I'm just kidding. They won.
Strohs won.
Yep.
Padres won.
No, I had the Padres.
You had the Padres?
Yeah. I'll pull up hold on.
You didn't have the Padres?
Yeah, I did. You kidding? Actually,
I'm pretty sure I recall talking about how much Hendricks sucked.
hold
he pitched against the Mets.
on.
And then you're like, oh, I'm surprised, Tony. Blake Snell.
Okay. Wait, so but didn't the Blue Jays and the Brewers lost. You just had the Padres.
I didn't go Strohs?
No.
Oh.
I went Rays, Rangers, Phillies.
Yeah, but I thought I went Strohs against Manoah.
No.
We're going to have to everybody take right now, dude. This is crazy. All right, hold on. No, this is not what I wanted. Shoot. Oh, okay, we're gonna find this now. Let's see. I ended. Oh, let's see.
Oh,
that was
but
the first.
then-
Pick.
Oh, so you know what? I think I know it was the last one, and I think it was this back. I think I wrote down Blue Jays back. Or you said Padres.
I don't know.
7-6, Tony.
What?
No, I'm saying you're up 7-6.
7-6, and then I did go Brewers, who lost to the
Yeah.
Reds.
All right. So I'll be, pay closer attention.
Yeah.
I'll make those typos. Trying to embarrass me, Tony.
No, you're trying to swindle me, dude. Okay.
You won the last two. Actually, looks like I'm doing a lot of swindling, Tony. All right.
Oh, it's funny, dude. Oh, I wish Mike was here for that. Oh man. All right. What were we talking about? Are we making picks tonight already?
Yeah.
All right. Let's make some picks tonight, dude. Obviously, Mets and Yankees, as we alluded to, off yesterday, playing today here. I don't think I'm going to take him, honestly. I'm going to skip this game, at least for now anyway. Carrasco on the mound against Elder, who's been doing really well for the Braves. I'm going to stay away, I think. My first pick, I know the Marlins, who I think is 2 games ahead of us right now in the standings. And they have been playing pretty well, actually, as of late. They're on a 4-game win streak. Of course, they just swept Oakland. And they won their first game against the Royals 9-6. However, on the mound tonight is Zach Greinke. I've been betting on him actually quite often, I feel like, frequently. This, I guess, go around here. I think the last time I bet on him actually was a month ago. Beat the White Sox 12-5. He pitched 5 2/3, gave up only 3 runs. Oh man, yeah. All right, give me Kansas City. Give me Zach Greinke. I'll go with it one more time, Brian. But if he loses to the Marlins, I'm over it. But I just think Zach Greinke still got it in the tank. Going for his 2nd win of the season, dude.
Just give me something on Greinke. Like, what is this obsession?
I don't know. I always liked him. Obviously, I think he's someone who adjusted really well to losing velocity in his late age.
I mean, how the last couple of years ago? No,
not terrible.
Not
bad,
terrible
though.
Pull up the numbers. It's a numbers day.
All right, let's go.
This is actually bringing me back to my days where I used to look up stats. On average, I would say 2 hours minimum a day.
Really?
Just random players, stats, numbers.
Random players.
Yep.
All right. So far, by the way, this season, is 1-5.
4.19. Last year, 3.68. We gave up 157 hits and 137 innings.
Yeah.
Striking out 73 in 137 innings. Year before with Houston, struck out 120 over 171. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like a lot of
yeah.
I guess relatively, Tony. Like I guess he's not.
We've seen a lot worse.
Completely embarrassing himself,
Yeah.
but I think of Zach Greinke, of that guy that was pitching really well with the Dodgers.
Right.
Kind of a little up and down with the Diamondbacks, and then kind of rebounded with the Astros. But
yeah, definitely rebounded with the Astros.
Yeah.
The World Series year against the Nationals, he did pitch really well in the World Series.
So, but hey, I mean, so you're saying though too, because I know the Mets could use a starter too. You would take him?
I mean, I think it's like God, what the hell is that guy's name? Not Robbie Ray. Rich Hill situation.
You don't even think he's better than Rich Hill?
I think he's better than Rich Hill, but I just think like what
would you rather have Rich Hill back?
No.
You always liked him though.
Yeah, I did. Again, like that curveball, the slow pitches was good. Dude, at one point he was the only pitcher giving us length too. Like everyone was hurt. Walker sucked. Carrasco sucked.
Of the 3 first starting pitchers would literally be like 41.5.
Ridiculous.
With Rich Hill. Then maybe bring Cologne. He just retired, but I'm sure you could talk
about Cologne, definitely. I would pick up Greinke, but again, like it's gotta be for nothing. Like
for McGill?
No.
Peterson.
Yeah.
Carrasco.
Trash. I'd even do Carrasco.
There you go.
He's pitching tonight, though, so we'll see.
Yeah, the Royals don't want Carrasco, though. I think Peterson, I could see that working out.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, oh, he's younger. We'll see if we could fix him.
And Peterson, like again, like his stuff was there. You look at what he was doing in spring training. I mean, he pitched really well.
It's all about putting it together.
Yeah. What do you got?
In the last 100 years, I think the White Sox are almost 500 exactly. Talk about not putting it together. This year, 26-35, and yes, they have won 4 out of 5, but they were playing the likes of the Tigers and the Angels. So right now, you got Lucas Giolito opening this series tonight at Yankee Stadium. He's 4-4, 4.08. Going up against Clark Schmidt, 2-5, 5.01. And we talked about how Schmidt of recent has pitched pretty well. So you feel pretty good about that. I know the White Sox are coming off a pretty good run, but I just think it is a different animal playing in Yankee Stadium. You hope that Judge is back in the lineup tonight. Obviously, that appears to be an uphill battle. We'll see. And you look at Giolito, his last 4 starts, he's allowed at least 3 runs, and he's walked 10 batters and struck out 13. So, he hasn't been that sharp. And, I think 2 starts ago, pretty embarrassing against a team like Detroit. 3 2/3, 6 hits, 4 runs. 7 walks, Tony. 7 walks against the Detroit Tigers. Talk about nausea. So I think a veteran Yankee lineup, Judge or not, can work him and get him out of this game by the 4th inning. Stanton, I could see hitting another home run. Maybe even the pathetic Josh Donaldson might hit a home run as well.
Are you kidding?
But I think the day off, fresh legs, Rizzo locked in. I'll give him a home run as well. Bloodbath, Schmidt, 6 scoreless, 6 strikeouts, 6-0 Yankees.
This could get ugly quick.
I like it, dude. Speaking of getting ugly quick, and of 2 teams we were just talking about, and of a game actually, or I guess a series that Brian picked last night, I'm gonna go pick the Rangers here against the Cards. Game 2 here. Dane Dunning on the mound. You got that written down, Brian? Dane Dunning.
I already put down Rangers. So what's up?
Dane Dunning on the mound. We know how good he's been doing all season. 2.06 ERA. He's 4-1 on the season. He is matched up against Matthew Liberatore, who, for a 23-year-old left-handed pitcher, I guess, isn't doing terrible. He did well against Milwaukee. He pitched, unfortunately, his last outing against Cleveland, 5 innings, 4 earned runs, 2 walks, just 2 Ks. So I just feel like the Rangers lineup, I understand it was a tough, tight game last night. But you would imagine Dane Dunning to put up a performance like Perez did last night. And then I just think the Rangers lineup is really going to absolutely hit around Matthew over here. So give me the Rangers winning this one. I'll say 6-2.
Dodgers over the Reds.
Do it.
Gonsolin on the hill. Obviously the Dodgers coming off that disappointing series against the Yankees. Luke Weaver, 1-2, 5.36. Reds 6 under. So hanging in there for Dwayne, but still far off a playoff team. We know the Dodgers have played like one of the better teams in baseball this season, and I expect that to continue tonight. Gonsolin, I'll say 7 innings, 2 earned, 8 strikeouts. Mookie Betts, 2 home runs. Dodgers 5-1 over the Reds.
All right, I'm going to do it, dude. I'm taking the Mets tonight. Carrasco on the mound. As
a little
I
dramatic.
mentioned.
Oh, I'm not going to take him. Oh, yeah, actually, I'll take it.
Well, yeah, of course.
A little dramatic,
We need
though.
some theatrics a little bit, dude. Keep people
We already
guessing.
had the live golf situation.
Very dramatic. But look at Carrasco's last 2 starts against Philadelphia. Well, against Chicago a couple weeks ago in a 10-1 victory, by the way. He lasted 6 2/3, gave up 5 hits, just 1 earned run and a solo home run, only 2 walks and 4 Ks. Sorry, after that against Philly, 6 innings, 1 earned run again, gave up 6 hits, 1 walk again, 4 Ks again. So, I mean, I don't know. It seems like Carrasco's trending in the right direction. Certainly a test for him tonight against the Braves. I'll say he lasts 6 2/3, 1 earned run and a solo shot in that 7th inning. But our bullpen closes it out. Offense ticking. Mets win 4-2.
You'll be riled.
Let's go. You're very riled. Very riled. Very riled.
I'm gonna say the Mariners take out the Padres despite yet another Gary
Wow.
Sanchez home run.
Joe Musgrove?
Joe Musgrove, 4.71 this year, struggling.
Oof.
And I just think this is one of those situations. The Padres, they're at home. Musgrove, we know he's struggling, but he's gonna pitch better. The bat should be good. The Mariners aren't that great, and then the Padres lay an egg other than the Sanchez home run.
Yeah,
I think that's exactly what happens.
I can see that.
Julio Rodriguez, 3-run homer off Musgrove in the 6th to give them a 4-1 victory here at Petco Park.
Love it. Petco, dude.
So some good baseball tonight. Hopefully 2 more New York wins. Hopefully some good news about the captain, Aaron Judge.
Yeah, I hope so.
Tony's a little more optimistic than me.
Yeah, I think so.
And then prefers back to his old ways with his stand-up comedy hour.
He goes White Sox, Reds, Padres.
And then muchacho, hola, Matthew says. So always good to have Matthew here. Let's go now to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here's Matthews. Scores! Hat-trick goal!
My goodness, this is a great shot. Big hit on the far side by the car. He flattens Jordan's skull. Oh my goodness. Next to come right back. Terrified and robbed by Shesterkin. That's brilliant from Igor Shesterkin. It's a breakaway to win it in overtime. McDavid scores the winner in overtime.
All right. So a very surprising result in my eyes last night as the Vegas Golden Knights go up 2-0 after a decisive 7-2 victory over the Florida Panthers. And a reason that just really shocked me, I understood, they took game 1, they looked pretty good, but we saw how nothing, Tony, came in the way of the Panthers on their run here to the Stanley Cup final. Defeating the best regular season team in NHL history after being down 3-1. You really didn't expect them to lay an egg. But here we are, Tuesday morning. Sure, we're going back to Sunrise, Florida, but we're going back with the Golden Knights up 2-0. I have to ask, what happened last night?
Man, nothing really good, obviously, for the Panthers. I was watching this game and I don't know, it just seemed like, a lot of the Panthers strategy as a team is to be physical, right? And I think maybe within 30 seconds of the game, Barbashev on the Knights absolutely lays out, I think, Gudas on the Panthers. And from then on, Vegas just came out. They really set the tone, and they were just like absolutely picking apart the Panthers left and right. You want to go over some scoring. You look at the first period, Jonathan Marchessault gets his 11th goal of the postseason here on the power play too, assisted by Stevenson and Eichel. And that was just 7 minutes into the first period here. And then within about a minute left in the first period, you have another goal by Martinez, his first of the postseason, assisted by Barbashev and Marchessault. Marchessault, of course, getting his 9th assist. Barbashev getting his 11th assist of the season. So of the postseason, rather. Second period, 3 minutes in, Roy gets his second. And then 5 minutes after that, Howden gets his 4th. And right there, Knights are up 4-0. And honestly, like after that first goal in the second period, the Panthers just looked totally defeated. They just weren't even there. Third period starts off 15 seconds in, Lundell with a goal. I think this was like deflected off one of the defensemen for the Knights. But then after that, literally like maybe 2 minutes afterwards, Marchessault answers for his 12th of the postseason, followed by, a few minutes later, a goal by Amodio. Tkachuk answers late in the third period, but then Howden on the power play gets his 2nd of the night. And that's your 7th goal there for the Knights. And again, like, the Panthers defense just looked like absolute Swiss cheese. They were letting the Knights just kind of skate into their own end. They really weren't challenging them much in the neutral zone. And on top of that, there were so many times where somebody was just left open in front of the net. I think Marchessault's second second goal, I think that was the one assisted by Eichel. Yeah, Eichel was just in the up against the boards, and it looked like the entire Panthers line, 5 players were around the boards, and he just backhands the puck out, Marshall Schultz in front of Bobrovsky, alone, and gives him a little backhand forehand, and it's in. Just shoots it, nice wrister. There's no shot there, no shot from the save. Speaking of Bobrovsky, honestly, he wasn't really looking that sharp last night. There was a couple goals. It looked like there was one goal. There was a lot of players in front of him, but the puck hit the back of the net, and even though where it was, you're still looking around as if the puck was still on the ice. So, Florida really got embarrassed. 7-2. I think I understand Florida's, the underdog or whatever. You gotta expect a better performance out of them. Bobrovsky's got to be better. Their defense has to challenge the Knights. Marshall Schultz, you have to find an answer for him. You can't let Barbashev just laying wood all around the ice and not have an answer for him either. You got to get physical. And the way they're trying to get physical is not good, because I mentioned the amount of power play opportunities that Vegas had game 1. Vegas still has 4 power play opportunities. Florida, by the way, 0 for 4 in their power play. I also mentioned 84 penalty minutes for the Panthers total. 64 penalty minutes for the Golden Knights. So there were a lot of penalties flying as this series is getting very physical. But I mentioned to Brian, mentioned you before the show too, how many penalty minutes that Tkachuk had. Last night he had 22 penalty minutes.
That's not going to work.
That's your star player being off the ice for 22 minutes.
The players don't even play 22 minutes. Basically,
literally, right? like a good player plays like 25 minutes.
Yeah, that's insane.
It is insane. Tkachuk's out of the game for an entire period. More than that, he's supposed to be your guy. And on top of that, he's not the only one getting penalty minutes too. A lot of guys are having penalty minutes, which is not good at all. You got to find a way to stay out of the box. I understand you pulled Bobrovsky last night. He's got to be a little bit sharper as well. You threw a line in there. You still gave up 3 goals. He's not really ready to be in a cup final as a goaltender. So Bobrovsky has to figure it out. If you're Florida, there's a lot to work on for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You scored twice. One of them was an absolute garbage goal. The other one was, by Tkachuk, who was actually on the ice. That's probably the first thing I would address if I'm Florida, is addressing Matthew Tkachuk staying on the ice the entire game.
You think it's carelessness?
I do. I think he's it seems like he seemed fucking tight, honestly, yesterday. I don't know. I think he understands that the Golden Knights, just like Jonathan Marchessault, the entire team is getting so hot right now. They have all the momentum in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like Florida hasn't really dealt with that momentum this entire postseason. They were the team that had momentum. They beat the number 1 seed. They beat the Bruins to have the momentum into the next round. They beat the Maple Leafs to have the momentum into the next round. They had all the momentum. Now coming here, it was an absolute slap in the face in Vegas. Again, you're Florida. Tkachuk, you're staying on the ice. Don't do anything stupid. Bobrovsky, tighten it up. Defense, tighten it up. They haven't really played their game yet, which I guess is good for Florida. You're back home in Florida coming up next. That place has been rocking all postseason. It's going to be rocking. You're going to have a lot on your side. I think you can get the Knights by surprise. I said that the Knights would win these first 2 games. I think Florida back home could take them a little bit by surprise. Maybe the Knights a little complacent in terms of being up 2-0, knowing what to expect. I think they're going to see a different Panthers team in game 3. We'll get to that, but game 2 was certainly, I didn't expect the blowout. That's for sure. And it was a Golden Knights highlight reel the entire game,
In the way, Tony, that this playoffs has gone, I am not expecting it, but I would also not be that surprised if Florida ended up winning 4 straight and won the cup.
Yeah, you prefer it, and Matthew as well. I think they're going to sweep. I don't think so.
No,
I don't. I think the Panthers can get 1, dude. Come on.
I think they can win it.
They can still win it for sure.
Yeah.
They've done it before.
They know not what to do. That's the biggest part.
Right.
We'll see, dude. and I didn't see.
Did you see Eichel get fucking lit up?
No. Do we have a video?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
Okay, so the next game will be Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was definitely. I mean, Jack Eichel took it like an absolute champ. And I'll get to it too. What he says after the game. But right here, what you're gonna see. Just want to make sure this is from 12 hours ago. Yeah, Sportsnet. Sportsnet sucks for highlights. But right here, you're gonna see Jack Eichel get the puck in the middle of the ice right here. He's got it right here.
Yep.
And he's just gonna have his head down.
Yep.
The
video you wanted.
This is what I was talking about before with the goal. Again, look. This is for there's 4 Panthers right here.
He's just wide open.
All on Jack Eichel, Jonathan Marchessault. Look at this.
In,
dude. Wrister, bang. Backhand, forehand, wrister. I mean, this has got to come up. Like, fuck, dude. Are you serious right now?
Copyright.
Because it was hit by Kachuk too. Yeah, I guess we'll have to do this here. So this is him. This is Jack Eichel now seeing Matthew Kachuk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
my
dude.
Wow.
And he kind of tries to avoid it. It was an absolute clean hit. Yeah, but
no penalty?
No penalty. It was shoulder on shoulder.
How's Eichel healthy?
So, because he kind of sees it at the last minute and tries to turn to get his shoulder instead of his chest out.
But I'm saying, how is he not injured?
Dude, I don't know.
I mean, that his shoulder should pop out.
Literally, like, he should have broken collarbone probably.
Yeah.
But he literally said they interviewed him after the game. Like, yeah, it was a clean hit, absolute stinger. I had my head down. But dude, 2 minutes later, he's back on the ice for a shift. So took it like a champ, dude.
Yeah, absolutely, man. So that is pretty crazy.
Matthew loves Florida, dude.
I guess they go Thursday in an effort to duck the NBA. Because I guess
every other day. Well,
no, it's not every other day.
Wednesday.
That would be tomorrow.
But they're going Thursday. That's right.
Yeah, but it's to duck the NBA, which I mean, I guess you have your own night, whatever. But
honestly, that works better for me because Craig Wednesday night, I would have missed the game. So let's go Thursday night.
But is it going to be competitive? Like last night, second period, you're done.
Yeah,
you're
it was. I hope so.
Are you expecting it though?
Yes, I am. Like I said,
a win.
I think I'm expecting a totally different Panthers team to be at home in Florida. They're going to come back. They're certainly going to win. I think they're going to win Thursday.
They're going to win. Is there Thursday, a goalie change?
No. Bobrovsky all day. I told you Lions. I don't think he's ready.
Yeah. At least I didn't suggest Spencer Knight this time.
Yeah, no, that's good, dude.
One thing that I'm really excited about later on, I know I'll be in the car when Doggy goes on. He's going to go nuclear on the PGA Tour for this merger.
Oh yeah,
because he's old school principal.
The
whole time he's gonna be talking about spitting everywhere. It was actually hilarious. I only caught the tail end of it, but I'm pretty sure it was like the first 35 minutes of the show yesterday. Shot by shot breakdown of him down the stretch at Shore Haven Country Club winning some match. How he went to a playoff hole, and then he's lauding himself because he said, "Oh, they didn't see me. I barely hit the ball. Technically, I wasn't really swinging, but you have to count the stroke. But I just told them that's what I shot. Like, you know what I mean? He's saying the good God, the good Lords were with me. Like, if you heard it, and he was just talking. He's like, after that win, I said, you know what? I'm gonna pour myself a little vodka, a little Grey Goose, a little orange juice.
Dude, that sounds very good right now.
Yeah, he's not going to let this go, though. And then hopefully we don't, but hopefully that's not coupled with him talking about the Judge situation, which you would imagine something will come up.
I miss watching his show at MLB Network so much.
The absolute man.
Yeah.
And there really just is nothing else out there like it, even really close to the dog.
No.
Last thing I wanted to ask you, we were just talking about the Judge situation, and I was just looking on Twitter, Yankee fans complaining. Do you think that the team for this is handling it the wrong way by
For
leaving
Judge's injury?
Yeah, for leaving all of us fans in the dark this long.
For this long, I would say yes, to be honest. Just because I mean, I understand, like, you want to be certain in terms of what's the best move for Judge, for the team, take your time, whatever. But I mean, you have to know by then. And if you don't know by now, like, this isn't something where it's like, it's not like a tough decision. Like, the man is injured. It's a broken toe. We know that.
Mhm.
Like, he should be on the IL.
Right.
So put him on the IL. Like, why are you waiting?
The only thing I'm thinking, besides the feet, the toe tap, the feet drag that Cashman likes to do, it could be a scenario where they're literally exhausting all options on second opinions. That's the only thing I could think of. And you're the way you're looking at me is like they just said something. Did they really?
No. I was just
Oh,
looking at
Tony,
them.
again, this is the second straight day. Yesterday, you made it seem like you were like, oh, I don't know if you saw this.
Wasn't that today?
That was yesterday.
Was it really?
Yeah. All the days blend together. I think
Honestly,
you're giving
dude.
me something though now. No?
No. Renee just messaged us that there's a Motley Crue tribute band playing at Captain's Cove on June 17th.
I'm looking for Judge news, and you're talking about Captain Cove in the Motley Crue.
Because
Tony.
sometimes,
in the Motley Crue.
She texts me like something in relation to work, so I want it to be like, oh, like,
It's always a big announcement, breaking news. That's what you think she was gonna say?
You ever been to Captain's Cove, dude?
Probably like 20 plus years ago when we used to have our boat.
Oh.
And actually, you know what? I take that back. I definitely was there maybe 8 years ago for a night one time, but don't really remember anything. I think it was just a couple of drinks.
Oh, okay. Because we had the food there a couple of weekends ago.
Good?
Yeah.
Seafood.
I got
Cod?
Yeah, cod sandwich.
No way.
Swear to God. Fresh
Nailed
cod.
it.
French fries, pickles, coleslaw, very good. I think like Jay and I think everyone else got burgers, to be honest.
I just get so frustrated with fish, like not shellfish. I love shellfish, but
Right.
like the cods and stuff. Cause it's like, I'm sorry. I don't know about you, but the only way I could thoroughly enjoy it, battered tartar sauce,
Right.
roll, French fries.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's definitely like that's what I had, a fried cod sandwich. Like that's like I definitely
Amazing.
love fish and chips. I
But
love
does it
that.
not defeat the healthy part?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. But I still enjoy a good like seared halibut or something too. You
but
know,
seared
salmon?
meaning it's not breaded?
No.
What does
Not
seared
breaded.
actually mean?
Like it was just seared on a pan. Like it wasn't fried, it wasn't baked. Like
so
it's on a pan. So it's pan seared, some of it glazed sometimes.
No, what do they call that? Sauteed. Kind
Sauteed.
of, right? Another way to say sauteed or no?
No, so like sauteed would be like you're sauteing it in something.
In a
meaning, like,
sauce.
In a sauce, like a garlic and oil or
Okay.
something. Yeah. Like a sear is just on the fucking pan. You know?
Yeah.
Salmon, you like salmon?
Haven't had it.
Baked
in a
salmon
long-
is so good. You know,
See,
you drown it in some type of teriyaki sauce maybe, and you put it in the oven for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. What, dude?
It's just tough for me to get there, I guess, is what it is. Because it's like we said, I would rather have that baked cod sandwich. I would rather have calamari. I would rather have shrimp in any variation.
Oh.
I'd rather have lobster. I'd rather have whole belly clams. So by the time we get there, a crab cake even, and it's like by the time we get there, there's no room left, Tony.
I could probably house like 30 pieces of shrimp cocktail right now.
See, and you know what? That's another thing in mind. I hate that sauce.
You don't like cocktail sauce?
Disgusting.
You like horseradish? Do you like horseradish sauce?
Like, I'm trying to
No.
think what does that usually go with?
I mean, you can put horseradish on
Steak.
anything.
But that's like
Yeah.
a big pairing. Yeah, I
But,
guess with a steak it's okay.
Yeah.
But the
So,
shrimp,
wait, what do you put your shrimp cocktail in then?
see, I'll eat it raw, but I guess I would rather have it with nothing. But I prefer it cooked. So in a pasta, in a shrimp scampi,
Right.
in a vodka sauce, on a pizza. Shrimp on a pizza? We can't do that. We don't do that in Staten Island.
You typically don't. I've had what's the place by me? Paradise Pizza.
Paradise Pizza.
You been there?
Yeah.
Great
yeah,
home-
my
great-
family, like my Uncle James, that's always been his
Yeah.
staple for a while.
Great hometown.
I've been there, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, Stratford, Main Street.
Stratford.
Shrimp scampi
My
pie.
aunt used to work there, actually.
No kidding.
Yeah, way back.
Burger Guinness there. Like I said, shrimp scampi pizza, very good.
Oh, but so you do allow the pizza, but only in Connecticut.
Yeah, because it's like because there's no flavor otherwise.
Shrimp scampi though is
So
amazing.
good.
Is your favorite variation the linguine?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Has to be.
because they do it. Oh, we'll throw you a potato and some cooked carrots. It's
No,
like,
I don't like
no,
that.
stop.
Yeah,
But they call it shrimp scampi.
they do, which is
I
ridiculous.
mean, that's a lawsuit right there.
It should be. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what a day though today, Tony. I have to
Yeah.
say,
We
really
did great, dude. I thought.
really covered a lot.
Yeah.
I will do my best to give the best dog breakdown from this afternoon on Liv, on Judge, on pretty much everything. Maybe he has an upcoming golf match at Shorehaven. You never know. And then we'll, of course, preview RBC Canadian Open tomorrow as well. So everyone take a look out for that. And also take a look out for Screen Time High Noon.
Yeah, Screen Time High Noon, dude. Big day, dude. News to cover.
Quick synopsis.
We have a couple trailers for some upcoming movies coming out. I also started watching this it's not really a documentary. It's a Netflix series called The Days.
Mhm.
And it's like a dramatic reenactment about the days after. I don't even remember when that like nuclear reactor leaked in Japan.
Okay.
There was like an earthquake.
Yep.
The earthquake caused a tsunami. Tsunami hit the reactor and shit like that. So pretty intense, dude. Talk about that, and then we have our watch list breakdown today too. Pretty excited about that, dude.
So the best in the business, Tony, Manny, maybe some guest call-ins or no, or stop bys by Michael.
Yeah, I hope so. I think so.
Watch out for it.
Yeah, dude. You watch out for it.
I'm sure Prefer will be chirping as well.
Prefer will be around.
Maybe
I'm sure.
Indigo back from the dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
I see her on Twitter.
Yeah, I see her on Twitter too. So she's alive.
No, I know, but it's a little like she can't just like drop a hello. Like that's all I'm asking for. Just
dude.
like, just make sure she's doing well.
The
like,
duffel bag.
Yeah, tight on the duffel bag. I think honestly,
Must have, but maybe she didn't get it yet or something.
I feel like our people will look into it.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah,
we should.
we'll get Indigo back.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, other than that, really appreciate everybody tuning in today, continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee in costume, the merch, downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy Screen Time. Let's go Yankees for Tony's
go Mets,
sake.
baby.
Let's go Mets. And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.